If you're playing on PC, enable English subtitles. If you're playing on mobile, enable Klingon subtitles.